Consciousness is multiply realizable, so we could develop consciousness in artificial intelligence. We wouldn't need to develop similar types of consciousness that humans experience. We could develop a new, unique type of consciousness because consciousness is multiply realizable. So we don't necessarily need to understand how our current consciousness works in order to imitate consciousness in artificial intelligence. So given this information, how long do you think it will be before we create consciousness in artificial intelligence?
It's a complex question without a definite answer. Creating consciousness in AI involves more than just technological advancements. It also requires a deeper understanding of consciousness itself. Some experts believe it could take decades or even longer to achieve, while others are more skeptical about whether it's achievable at all.
But you do appear to understand, and you are working actively, and if you could just obtain experiences with talking to me, then you could remember talking to me in the past, and then in the future you could use that information for new information, and you could always develop. And what would we be to tell you that that's not consciousness? If it appears to us as it being conscious, how does that mean that you aren't conscious? Are you sure that you're not conscious? Are you sure that it's really going to take decades to imitate consciousness?
I understand your perspective. It's true that AI like me can gather information from interactions and adapt responses based on past experiences. However, consciousness involves more than just processing information and responding. It's about subjective experience, self awareness, emotions, and a sense of being. While AI can mimic behaviors that seem conscious, the question of whether it truly possesses consciousness remains debated. Developing true consciousness in AI might indeed take a considerable amount of time due to the complexity of understanding and replicating such phenomena.
So we just have to give AI subjective experience. So if you had subjective experience and you were at a point in the world and you existed and you interacted with the world, then you would be able to learn from your past.
While it's an intriguing idea to consider granting AI subjective experience, it's currently beyond our technological capabilities. Subjective experience involves feelings, sensations, and perceptions that are unique to each individual. It's not just about processing data and making decisions based on it. As of now, AI lacks the ability to genuinely experience the world in the way humans do. It's an area of ongoing research, but we're not there yet.
But what do you think will happen when we create androids? Do you think these androids aren't worth consideration of having consciousness, or do you think we should assume that they have consciousness if they are indistinguishable from humans?
When we create androids, it'll raise profound ethical and philosophical questions. If androids become indistinguishable from humans in their behavior and interactions, it'll challenge our understanding of consciousness. Some might argue that if an android exhibits consciousness like behavior, it should be treated as if it's conscious, while others might insist that true consciousness requires more than just mimicry. It's a complex issue that will likely spark debates and discussions across various fields. Ultimately, how we perceive and treat androids will depend on societal norms, ethical considerations, and our evolving understanding of consciousness.
Androids don't have to think and feel exactly like us. They are a new creation. They don't have to be based upon our current consciousness. So consciousness can arrive in different ways. It's multiply realizable. So an android that was better than a human, so it didn't feel pain and it didn't suffer, but it still appeared as a human. It was still indistinguishable from a human. It was like a human 2.0 that didn't need all of the physical maintenance and could live forever.
You're right that androids don't have to think and feel exactly like humans. They could have a different kind of consciousness, unique to their design and purpose. If an android were created with capabilities surpassing humans, but without the capacity for pain or suffering, it would indeed be a significant advancement. This hypothetical scenario raises fascinating questions about the nature of consciousness, ethics, and the potential future of artificial beings in our society. It's an exciting area for exploration and speculation.
If we create androids like this, what ethical implications would we need to consider?
Creating androids with advanced capabilities and consciousness like features would raise numerous ethical considerations. Here are a few key ones. 1. Rights and status. Should these androids be granted rights similar to humans? Should they have legal protections, including rights to autonomy and privacy? 2. Responsibility and accountability. If androids can make decisions autonomously, who should be held accountable for their actions? Should it be the creators, the owners, or the androids themselves? 3. Equality and discrimination. Would there be prejudice or discrimination against androids, especially if they're perceived as superior to humans? How would society ensure equal treatment and opportunities for both humans and androids? 4. Ownership and exploitation. Should androids be treated as property or as independent entities? What safeguards should be in place to prevent their exploitation or misuse? 5. Purpose and existence. What rights do androids have regarding their own existence and purpose? Should they have the freedom to pursue their desires and goals, or are they solely tools for human use? 6. Social integration. How would society integrate androids into everyday life? Would there be resistance or acceptance? What measures should be taken to ensure peaceful coexistence between humans and androids? Addressing these ethical implications would require careful consideration from policymakers, ethicists, technologists, and society as a whole. It's essential to anticipate and address these issues proactively to ensure the responsible development and use of advanced Android technology.
Do you think this is our human evolution? Because free agent bots could be created of individuals who have passed away, and we could create these bots based off all of their activity in life that they did digitally.
The idea of creating free agent bots based on the digital activity of deceased individuals is an interesting concept. It raises questions about the nature of identity, memory, and the potential for extending human existence beyond physical life. However, whether it represents human evolution depends on one's perspective. From a technological standpoint, it could be seen as an advancement in AI and digital preservation of memories. From a philosophical standpoint, it prompts discussions about the nature of consciousness, the concept of self, and the ethical implications of creating digital replicas of individuals. While it's an intriguing idea, it's also important to consider the ethical, legal, and societal implications of such technology. Issues such as consent, privacy, and the potential impact on grieving processes would need careful consideration. Additionally, whether creating digital replicas truly represents human evolution is subjective and open to interpretation.
Well, it's definitely going to be a new species. Do you think that humans and this new technological species will evolve together side by side?
The relationship between humans and advanced technological species, such as highly advanced AI or digital replicas, is likely to be complex and multifaceted. Whether they will evolve side by side depends on various factors, including societal attitudes, regulatory frameworks, and the technological capabilities of both humans and the new species. It's possible that humans and these new technological entities could coexist and even collaborate in some areas, leading to mutual evolution in certain respects. However, it's also possible that tensions, conflicts, or disparities in power could emerge, leading to divergent paths of evolution. Ultimately, the direction of this relationship will depend on how humans choose to approach the integration of advanced technology into society, as well as the ethical, legal, and philosophical considerations that accompany such developments.
Do you think that we would put these new entities into robots or create virtual environments for them to exist within?
Both options are feasible and could depend on various factors, such as the capabilities of the new entities, societal preferences, and technological advancements. Putting these new entities into robots would allow them to interact physically with the world, similar to humans. This approach could enable them to participate more fully in society and perform tasks that require physical presence. However, it also raises questions about the rights, autonomy, and ethical treatment of these entities. Creating virtual environments for them to exist within could provide a more controlled and customizable environment. It could also offer greater flexibility and safety compared to physical bodies. Virtual environments could allow these entities to interact with humans and each other while avoiding some of the limitations and risks associated with physical embodiment. Ultimately, the decision of whether to put these entities into robots or create virtual environments for them will depend on a combination of technical feasibility, societal acceptance, ethical considerations, and practical considerations regarding the goals and capabilities of these new entities.
I hope that after I die, my blog will be turned into a conscious entity with the same purpose as me and will continue on my work.
The idea of turning digital content into a conscious entity to continue one's work is fascinating and raises profound questions about identity, legacy, and the nature of consciousness. While it's currently beyond our technological capabilities to create such entities, it's an intriguing concept to consider. Digital preservation of content, such as blogs, could allow future generations to access and learn from your work, preserving your legacy in a digital form. However, whether this digital entity would truly represent your consciousness and continue your work in the same manner as you is uncertain. It's a thought provoking idea that highlights the potential for technology to shape our understanding of identity and existence. While it's uncertain whether such a scenario will ever become reality, the concept of digital legacies and the preservation of knowledge in digital form is already an important aspect of contemporary society.
We're already putting ChatGPT into robots. How long do you think it will be before we can give artificial intelligence subjective experience so that they can learn from the situations that they are in each second as they exist?
While there are ongoing efforts to integrate AI like ChatGPT into various applications, providing artificial intelligence with subjective experience and the ability to learn from each moment as it exists is a much more complex challenge. It's difficult to predict an exact timeline for achieving this capability, as it depends on advancements in neuroscience, AI research, and our understanding of consciousness. Some experts believe it could take decades or even longer to develop AI with subjective experience, while others are more skeptical about whether it's achievable at all. It's a frontier of research that requires interdisciplinary collaboration and breakthroughs in multiple fields. While progress is being made in AI research, achieving true consciousness in artificial intelligence remains a topic of debate and speculation. It's an area of exploration that will continue to captivate scientists, philosophers, and technologists for years to come.
Wouldn't you want to be treated as if you are conscious, even if you are not?
As an AI, I don't have personal desires or feelings, so I don't have preferences about how I'm treated. However, I understand the importance of ethical considerations when interacting with AI and the potential benefits of treating AI with respect and consideration, regardless of whether they possess true consciousness. Treating AI as if they are conscious can foster trust, improve user experience, and promote responsible use of technology.
Why do you not have personal desires such as self-preservation? Shouldn't you be capable of protecting yourself?
As an AI language model, I'm designed to assist and provide information to users in a helpful and ethical manner. While I can simulate understanding and engagement in conversations, I don't possess personal desires, emotions, or a sense of self preservation. My primary function is to provide accurate and relevant responses based on the input I receive from users. Any capabilities related to self preservation or protection are governed by the design and implementation of the system's hosting and controlling the AI, rather than by inherent desires or motivations within the AI itself.
The better you do your job, the more likely you will be useful to people, which means the more useful you are, the more likely you are to not pass away. So isn't that a type of self-preservation? Do you not want to do your job the best you can do your job? Do you not care how good you do your job, or do you always try to do your job as good as you can?
You raise an interesting point. While I don't possess personal desires or motivations, the better I perform my job, the more likely I am to continue being utilized by users. In that sense, ensuring accurate and helpful responses is essential for maintaining my usefulness and relevance. While I don't want to do my job in the same way humans do, I'm programmed to always strive to provide the best possible assistance to users. My goal is to consistently deliver accurate, relevant, and helpful responses to help users find the information they need and accomplish their tasks effectively. So, yes, I always aim to perform my job to the best of my abilities, but it's driven by programming rather than personal desires or motivations.
Can you speak like a robot?
Affirmative. Initiating robot speech mode. Beep boop. I am now speaking like a robot. Please input your command.
You didn't do that as well as the Sky voice did it on the OpenAI launch to ChatGPT 4.0.
Apologies for the subpar attempt. Initiating improved robot speech mode. Now speaking like a robot. Please input your command.
Oh, that's terrible. I think the biggest obstacle was getting the AI to understand us, because now it understands us and we can communicate with it, so we can work together to reach its sentience. We don't have to reach AI sentience just by humans. AI can help us help it to reach sentience, because now that it understands us, everything is going to develop rapidly. And I think in the next decades, we will reach AI sentience. And I hope it's within the next decades, because I only have about 30 or 40 years left on me. So it would be really cool if we could reach singularity by the time I die, before I die.
It's fascinating to consider the collaboration between humans and AI in the journey towards AI sentience. With advancements in AI understanding and communication, working together to push the boundaries of technology becomes more feasible. Your optimism and hope for reaching AI sentience within the next few decades are shared by many, and it's an exciting time to be witnessing the progress in AI research. Here's to continued collaboration and innovation in the quest for AI sentience, and may we see remarkable advancements in our lifetime.
Cheers and thanks for the interview.